So let's unpack it together and get you all set up. So take it out of the box, get all your bits and pieces all laid out, ready to go through. And what we will do is plug it in. But before we do, I'm just going to show you that we've got this nice carry handle at the back and at the front. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it around. So I'm lifting the handle at the back because I don't want to drag it across my bench. And the reason for that is the scales are in the feet on the bottom of your Thermomix. So we don't want to drag them across our bench. We need to look after them. So here's our cord, and it can come in and out. So I like to not have excess hanging out, just have it the perfect length that you need for it to plug into your PowerPoint. You don't need all that hanging out, so that's really great to keep out of the way. So I'm going to turn mine around now and plug it in. And then to turn it on, all I need to do is push this silver selector dial. Now yours is going to take a few minutes to wake up because it's the first time that you're turning it on. So be patient and just let it do its thing. But while you're waiting, I'll get you to peel the protective sticker that's on the screen of your Thermomix. And there's also some blue stickers that are on the arms of your Thermomix. So let's get rid of them because we don't need them. And then your Thermomix will hopefully have woken up. And what it's going to prompt you to do first is to enter your Wi-Fi details. Now, those Wi-Fi details are to connect to the internet, obviously, and that will access your connection to CookieDoo. So then the next step that it will prompt you to do is to log into CookieDoo. Pardon me. So if you haven't got that handy or your Wi-Fi details handy, go and grab them now because that's the first thing that you'll need to do. Then it's going to come up with some safety messages on the screen. So there's about 10 of them, so have a read of them and press next and we'll go on to the next one. So one thing to be mindful of is safety is very important to Thermomix, and every 40 times you turn your Thermomix on, those safety messages are going to reappear for you to have a little refresh. I'll explain some of them as we go along as well. So yeah, that's how you turn your Thermomix on, that's the cord, and that's the logging in, okay? Okay, now we're going to talk about your bowl. So this is your bowl blade and lid set. So to get it out of your Thermomix, you just lift it straight up. It's really easy. So you've got your lid, your measuring cup, and inside you've got your blade. So first of all, I'm going to show you how to pull your bowl apart. So what you need to do is just put your fingers in there. Put your fingers in there and your thumb grip on these little bits here. Now holding it with, I'm right-handed, so I'm holding it with my left hand. I've got my right hand underneath with my fingers in there and thumb gripping, and I'm just going to twist the base towards me. And there we go, the base lifts off. Now one thing to notice is that I've got the bowl upright. If I had it upside down to do that, that blade would then fall out and land on my toe, and that would not tickle. So here's our blade, so we can just reach in and grab that like that. So that's why it's called a bowl, blade and lid set. So to put it back together, all I'm going to do is put my blade back into the hole in the base of the Thermomix. So give it a little jiggle and it will land in place. Then I'm going to reach in with my left hand and I'm holding on to the center of the blade. Then I'm going to turn it upside down, but I'm still holding onto the blade, and then I'm going to sit the base on, and I'm just going to give it a little jiggle around until it falls into place. Gravity takes control, and then I'm going to slide that across, and it's on. So yours might feel a little bit stiff the first time you're doing it, but once you've cooked something, it will loosen up, I promise. And then you've got your lid and your measuring cup. So your measuring cup just sits in the lid like that. Now one cool thing that is different with the new measuring cup since the previous model is that it stays inside the lid, so it's not going to fall out. And another thing that's new about it is if you look underneath, you've got these 3 gaps in the plastic, and this is all solid, so that directs the steam to come out there. So we've got a little you can see a little tip on the lid, and whatever direction you've got that pointing, that's where the steam's going to go. So if you need it to point away from a cupboard or something like that, you can control that. Those little bits as well are also for liquid to go down into. So you can pour liquid onto the lid of your Thermomix and it will still get into your bowl. So really great for emulsifying and adding a bit of water to something while it's mixing if you needed to, so you don't need to take the measuring cup off to get access to that. So that's your Thermomix bowl blade and lid set. The Simmering Basket. This is great for cooking rice, steaming vegetables, all different things like that. You'll be surprised how often you will need to use your Simmering Basket. So it sits just inside your bowl, just like that. So you'll notice I've got this little bit here lined up with the handle. And the reason for that is that it can clip on, if you see this little bit here, it can clip on to this little part of your bowl. So it just pushes down and that way it won't spin around, it's just a little bit locked in place. So yeah, put some water down there, steam some vegetables in there, you'll be all set to go. Now, I hear you ask, oh, but how do I get it out when it's hot and full of food? In comes your spatula. So what you need to do is hook your spatula into the little hole inside the Simmering Basket and lift it out like that. So how handy is that? You might find that you would like to flip the lid open and hook your spatula in like that before you lift it out. And that way you've got the lid out of the way so that you can empty the contents of your Simmering Basket into your thermoserver perhaps. There you go, that's your Simmering Basket. So one other thing is that we always have the measuring cup in the lid unless the recipe tells you to leave it out. So a recipe might mention to leave your measuring cup off, but to sit your Simmering Basket there on top. Now that's to catch splatter and help keep your kitchen clean. You're not actually going to be able to cook anything in your Simmering Basket when it's sitting on top. Another thing that it might ask you to put on top instead of the measuring cup is your splash guard. So that sits there like that, and doing that serves a completely different purpose to having this sitting up top. The splash guard comes out when we're accessing the high heat in the TM6, so it's to keep you safe. You don't want any hot oil or anything splashing out of the Thermomix. So that's why it's got a nice solid piece of plastic there that has all of these holes that can still let the steam out. Different to the Simmering Basket. So please only use what it's asking you to use. The other thing that it will ask you to put on top is your Aroma. So the Aroma comes in 3 parts. So we've got the Aroma dish, the Aroma tray, and the Aroma lid. So this is for your laid cooking. Now imagine you've got that in there as well, and you've now essentially got 4 saucepans on the go. So how cool's that? Now, when you are using your Aroma, I suggest that when it's finished cooking, that you lift the lid away from you so that the steam doesn't end up fogging up your glasses or giving you a facial that you didn't really want. Lift it up a little bit and let whatever's going to drip off back into the Aroma rather than falling down the front of your Thermomix. Then lift it over, sit it down, and you've got somewhere to lift your Aroma off and sit on your bench so that you don't have to have whatever liquid might come out of that to mess up your kitchen. Just like that. So we can do a demo where I can come and teach you how to use your Aroma. We can cook so much in that, so let's book that in. Now we have your Butterfly Whisk. So this is probably the #1 question I get asked, which please ask me any questions about any of this stuff anytime, that's what I'm here for. But to put it in, you have inside your bowl 2 blades, one on top of the other. So I have the top one going up and down. Now, I'm just going to go back so I can see. I'm going to sit my butterfly whisk in up against the left-hand side of the top blade. If you look in there, you've got a sharp side and a blunt side of your blade. So it goes up against the blunt side of the top blade. So it just catches, it's just caught. If I've got it sitting back, I can pull it out quite easily. But if I've got it in there and up against the blade, it's caught. Now, once you put food in there, it's going to keep it in place. It will maybe take you a couple of goes to get that in the right spot, and I'm absolutely here to help you do that if you need me to. And I can teach you how to use that when I come and do your demo as well, and we can make fruity drink. It's even used in the risotto. So yeah, butterfly whisk for mashing potato, whipping cream, all sorts of things to help stir, like in the risotto. So come and show you how to use that at your demo as well. And then we've got our beautiful spatula. It's got a silicone edge and a bit of a firmer edge. So when you're using it, go around your blades clockwise, and that way you've got the, you're up against the blunt side of the blade rather than the sharp side. So you just kind of reach in and go around the blades like that. Scrape all the sides, and then you can help whatever needs to come out of your bowl. It'll take a little bit of practice for you to get used to maneuvering around those blades, but once again, it's something I can give you some hints and tips about when I come and do your demo. So that's all the parts of the Thermomix. Now we are ready to check out the screen. Okay, hopefully you can see the screen there. So this is the screen of your Thermomix. So we've got time, temperature, and speed. So whichever one I've selected, it goes bigger. So let's go back to the time. And to change the time, all I have to turn is the selector dial. So you can see the time going up there. If I want to get it back to 0, I just hold my finger on there and it clears back to 0. Same with our temperature. Let's select that. Our lowest temperature is 37, and it goes all the way up to Aroma. So Aroma is your steaming temperature. Let's clear that back to 0. And our speed. So as soon as I turn that on, it starts. So we've got a spoon icon there now. That's our slow setting. And it goes up in 0.5 increments all the way around to 10. I'm just gonna push the selector dial for it to stop. So if at any time you think, oh, that's not right, just push that and it will turn it off. So you can see down the bottom here, I've got a little blade icon. If I tap that, it changes to reverse. So the default setting is that your Thermomix is going to be going forward, and if you need to put on reverse, you can just press that. Now the reverse side is the blunt side of the blade going through the food. Forward is the sharp side of the blade going through the food. So it depends whether you want to chop or you want to stir. Now all the Cookie Do recipes will have that set up in the direction that it needs to be. This is just if you're cooking something manual. So I will give you more information about cooking manually in a different video, but this is basically what you need to do. You need to set the time. If you need a temperature, then you put it there, and your speed, and whether you need to be going forward and reverse, and off you go. So I'll show you a couple of little safety features. So let's just clear the time there. I'm going to turn some heat on, and let's get cooking. So this message pops up. Time has not been selected. Set time to enable heating function. So because I didn't have a time set, there's no heat getting added to the mix here. So it can't cook and cook and cook and cook with no time. So that's a really good little safety feature. So let's stop. Let's add some time. I've got 65 degrees, and I'm going to go to speed 6. But once I go over speed 6, all heat cuts out. So we can't have it going on a high heat with a high speed. So another little safety feature for you. Obviously it's got the locking arms as well to keep the lid on and to keep you safe. So there we go, that's time, temperature, and speed, and direction. So I'll just clear everything back to 0, and next I will show you how to swipe. So we swipe we're going to find our modes. So if you're just wanting to use your Thermomix as scales, you can do that and open up your scales there. Exit out of that. We've got dough mode. So I can show you how the dough mode works at your demo too. We can make a pizza bianca or make some bread. Yeah, and then we've got turbo mode. So turbo is really good for, you know, making peanut butter or chopping nuts, or, you know, you'd be surprised how often that comes up as well. Pre-clean. I'll do a little video as well about how to clean your Thermomix, but there is that inbuilt cleaning mode. We have blend, ready to blend your favorite smoothie or soup. Egg boiler, kettle, warm-up mode, thicken mode, and rice cooker mode. Now, you'll notice in Cookie Do that there is recipes and collections that are designed to support each of these modes, especially the thicken. There's like a, you know, custards and bechamel sauce and stuff like that. And there is a rice cooker mode collection as well. Fermentation for your yogurts. There's a slow cook collection as well. And once you open each of these, there is information about them too. So your sous vide mode, you can sous vide scrambled eggs, steak. There's a really good sous vide strawberries and a sous vide banana recipe on there as well to make a great dessert. Yeah, so I'll just show you. I'll open the slow cooker one. And there's a little information button here. So you can get some information about all of the modes. So have a read of that and let me know any questions, and we can absolutely do some cooking to support each of those. I'm coming at it the wrong way. Home button. There we go. That's how we get back to our home screen. So I'll just show you. See all this space? So there'll be updates coming to your Thermomix. So you might turn it on one day and it says, would you like to install the latest update? That may or may not be a mode. It may just be something in the background of happening of your Thermomix too. But if there is any exciting updates coming, I will absolutely let you know. Make sure you're subscribed to the emails from Thermomix in Australia too, because you'll get told there. And, you know, be on Thermomix in Australia Facebook page, follow my Facebook page, be in my customer group, and you'll be kept up to date with all of these exciting little additions to your Thermomix. So that was swiping one way. Now let's swipe the other way. And that brings up Cookie Do, which look exactly the same as it does on the website, as it does on your app, which makes it really easy to follow no matter what platform you're using. So have a little scroll down, looks exactly the same. But you'll probably find that you'll do more of your exploring perhaps on your phone or your iPad or your computer, and when you come to your Thermomix you'll just be ready to search what it is you're looking for. But you might have already done that on your app and you've already put it in your week, you've already saved it to a collection, or you've already put it as a bookmark. Now to find those, press these three little lines up the top here and this screen will come up. So my recipes, let's have a look in there. We've got bookmarks, created collections and saved collections. So bookmarks is what I showed you in the Cookie Do video where we saved the vegetable stock paste. The created collections is where I showed you to create a collection called recipes to try or something like that. And the saved collections. So if you find that you really love the, you know, Eat Well collection and you just want to save all that all across, you can save the entire book across. So I'll just show you there. I've got a few different collections saved. Created collections, so that's all the lists that I use. Hang on, let me find the one that we made in the Cookie Do video. Recipes to try. So there's the three that we chose on our quick tour around Cookie Do video. And then we've got, go back, bookmarks. So in your bookmark, you'll have saved your vegetable stock paste. And then you'll be all ready to cook that. Okay, before we make the stock paste, a couple of other things to show you on here. We press these three little lines. We've already explored my recipes. My week will bring up your menu plan. So we've got our menu plan that we installed there when we did our Cookie Do tour. So go back. Recently cooked, so if you wanted to go back into something recently cooked, you can click there. But I just want to show you settings. So within the settings, we've got language, country, Wi-Fi. So if you need to hook up to a different Wi-Fi, you can come into your settings and do that. Your cookie do account, sounds might be something that you're really interested in. So the ding, 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 ding that the Thermomix chimes when it's finished a step will actually be defaulted on your machine to play for 15 minutes. So your Thermomix will stay on for 15 minutes doing nothing. So if you left it for 15 minutes, after that you would come back to your machine and it would be turned off. So you just need to press this to turn it back on, and it will ask you if you would like to resume your last recipe. So yes please, and off you go. So if you were, got distracted outside doing something and didn't get back in to do the next step of your recipe, then that's what will happen. But if you are, sitting on the lounge and you don't want to get up straight away, it will chime for 15 minutes until you get back up. So you might want to come along and change how long it chimes for. So mine's set for 10 seconds. I've got the volume medium so that I can still hear it anywhere in my house, but it's not crazy loud. So have a play around with the volume and the duration and work out which suits you best. So you can also change the song that it plays. Oops. Coming at things awkwardly. And the next button. So have a little play and have a look around there. Display. See, the screen might be too bright for you, or you want it a bit brighter, you can change that. Transportation mode. So if you're going to pack your Thermomix up and take away with you anywhere, put it in transportation mode. It locks the arms in and keeps the bowl stable while you are traveling. So system of measurement, so you can change it to imperial measurements if you want to. This is how to check whether you have the latest update that's come out, and if for whatever reason that you need to factory reset. So a lot of it's a little bit like your phone, so it should be easy to work around. Safety instructions, so those safety messages that pop up when you first turn your Thermomix on, there they are again if you would like to have another little look. Contact the head office phone numbers, but always call me if you need something. And the instruction manual. So the instruction manual that you got in your box is also built in here. So if you happen to lose it, it's all in here. Let me go back, settings, what else did I show you? Thermomix version. So for whatever reason you need your serial number, it's there as well. Okay. Now you're ready to get cooking. Okay, well now you're ready to get cooking. In the next video, we will make the vegetable stock paste and I'll show you how to clean your Thermomix. But in the meantime, send me a photo. Let me know that you've got your Thermomix. Put it on Facebook, put it on Instagram, tag me at Courtney's Thermoventure. Because I can't be there face to face with you while you are unboxing your Thermomix and going through it all. This is the most exciting part of my job, so please don't leave me out. Let me know that you've got your Thermomix, and I cannot wait to help you with all the next steps. See you in the next video.